Hello, Slicey Dicey. This is Brian with another knife video for you. Today I was tagged by Stasa23 to do this 5 top knives with a twist tag video. I can't remember who started it. I apologize to the nice gentleman who started it. It is a very cool tag. I was honestly hoping not to get tagged in it because it's a really tough one. But I'm gonna stick to the premise of the tag, the traditions of the YouTube tag, and I'm gonna do it. I picked a few out here. Yeah, let's just get to it. I gotta tag a couple people first. I'm gonna tag Metal Complex and Zelric 42. I'm not sure if he's Zelric. I guess it is now Zelric. I'm not sure if he's been tagged yet. If he's already done it and I missed it, I apologize. But let's get to how this works. We're going to do my Grail, my Tank, my Performer, my Shocker, and my Overall. So I've got them all out here. Let's just get to it. Grail, I think the definition of Grail, a lot of people are showing knives they already have. My definition of the Grail is the one that I still don't. And the one that has evaded me the most, we're going to use the old iPad for this, is a Koenig Arius. I have really, really wanted one of these. Now, of course, it's going to be, there we go. I've really wanted these for a long time. One of these, I even went as far as I got to the point of where I had talked to Bill Koenig on Instagram and stuff. We went back and forth. I had my exact spec that I wanted, and then just money didn't happen, and I couldn't do it. I was relying on something to come in, and it didn't. And I never got it, but basically I want this one, but with a carbon scale. And yeah, as you can see, they're not terribly inexpensive, $490. I think mine with the carbon scale was $525, something like that, the one that I wanted, and it just never happened. So that's still my Grail. The Koenig Arius is still one that, I know it's not a brand new design or anything, but man, I've always wanted one of those, and that's never going to go away. I'm going to keep wanting one until I have one. Tank. My Tank lately, since the day I got it pretty much, has definitely been the ZT 0562 Tie. I love this thing. Hinderer design. It's basically a ZT version of the XM18. It's just a great freaking knife. Good thick enough blade stock. I'm not going to do stats here and stuff. Good enough slicer, but it's just, it is one of the ZTs that is in that, overbuilt in the USA kind of thing. This definitely does stick with that, that design philosophy. Still very smooth. This is just a great knife. Really do like it. It's actually replaced a few in my collection. When I do my next knife sale, you will see I'm selling a couple that, this knife has just replaced 2 or 3 knives in my collection because it's just such a tank. Performer. This almost could go in the tank category, but it's been the Cold Steel Code 4. I really, really like this knife. You guys bugged me to buy one, and so I did. Kept asking about it. This is S35VN, newer version. It's not the XHP. I kind of wish it was, but S35VN is fine. But it's light. It's super comfortable in the hand. That triad lock, no worries about it ever failing on you. And it's pretty smooth for a triad lock, I have to say. Pretty pleased with it. Nice hollow grind, slices cardboard and all that stuff like a champion. It's a great freaking knife. I really do love the Code 4 more than I thought I would. So you can almost call it the Shocker, but not quite because it's such a good performer. I think it fits better in the Performer. And I have one that fits better in the, slide stuff over here a little bit. There we go. I have one that fits better in the Shocker category. That would definitely be a knife that I never thought. It's definitely not Brian spec, not the boring stuff like you're going to see everything else here looks like. This is one that I was not expecting to love so much. The company sent it to me just saying, hey, you really got to try one of these out. And everybody loves it. And I was like, all right, fine. I really was not excited about it, but I have not done the review on it yet. Will be coming up soon. But it's the Hogue X5. I really, really like this thing. It's really cool. I have an X1, and I like that a fair bit, but I like this even better. Button lock, and if you give it some wrist, it will shut all the way. Not all Hogues do that when you try and drop shut them. Most of them stop right about there. But this one, you get a tiny little bit of wrist, and it will flick shut. Still has that great snappy Hogue action. Does not look like it would have, but for my hands anyway, the ergonomics are awesome. It's super comfortable. It is super tactical. That's why I put it in the shocker. Like, that is not the spec I would normally order a knife in. But now I can't fathom having a Hogue X5 in any other spec than that. I love the look of this what do they call it? I can't remember how they word it. Sort of Damascus-y. They call it like Damascus G10 or something like that. I don't know. But it has these nice little inserts. It's super well built. It has the little safety lock thing, which I will never use. CPM 154, which is honestly one of my favorite steels. I actually really like it. I know some people complain about it, but it's super easy to sharpen, holds an edge plenty well enough, and I really like this. This finds its way into my pocket a whole lot, and I'm really shocked that it does, because it is not my style at all. And just some of the quality. Look at the edge this thing comes with. Oh, not cheap. I think these are like $240, something like that. My overall, though, that one was actually a pretty easy choice. This is the 17th of the month. When the end of the month comes around, I'll do my most carried of January, and this one is definitely going to be on it, and probably be on it for a very long time. My overall definitely is the Spyderco Capara. Yeah, I got it a couple months ago, and I love this thing. It's it's kind of replaced the PM2 as my favorite Spyderco. It really has. The PM2 is still great, and the Man X2 is still great. Actually, maybe even like the Man X2 a little bit better than the PM2. But anywho, this has replaced both of them as my favorite Spyderco. Love the ergonomics. Love the blade shape. And I love the deep carry wire. I'm a big fan of the wire pocket clip. Beautiful carbon. This is just the knife that's kind of my default. Like, when I don't know what else to grab. This is kind of what I always grab, which I think is the definition of your overall, right? I think it is. I really do like it very much. It's been awesome. Now, I noticed that the initial one said with a twist, and I haven't seen many twists on it. Most people are just doing the 5. I'm going to do one little twist. I'm going to put another knife in here. This is the knife that I carry the most when I'm out of the country. I don't do it often. It's only once a year, but I do go to Europe on business, and I spend a fair amount of time when I'm there, somewhere from, a week and a half, 2 weeks to a month. And I have not taken this one to Europe yet. This has not been to Europe yet, but it will be this year if I go. It is definitely the Three Rivers Manufacturing Atlas. This is my favorite, I guess, I can't even say it, European knife. Legal anywhere knife. Such a cool knife. And it looks great. You can change the scales easy. You can customize however you want. Super slicey blade, S35 VN. They're not horribly expensive. I want to say they're like $130, something like that, before you start adding fancy stuff to them. Really cool knife. There's a little slip joint, but still one hand open. It's weird. European laws a lot of countries have, you can have one hand open or locking, but not both. Isn't that weird? But yeah, really like this knife a whole lot. Wanted to squeeze it in here because if I'm overseas, I think this is probably going to be the only knife that's going to be in my pocket most of the time. Last time I went, I brought 4 or 5 knives. I think this time it's just going to be the one, and then maybe I'll buy a couple while I'm over there. Why am I saying maybe? I'll buy a couple while I'm over there. Super cool knife from Three Rivers Manufacturing. So that's my twist. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As I said, I was hoping not to get tagged on this because it is a tough video. But then once I sat down to do them, I was only tagged this morning, and I thought, I don't want to do this. And then when I sat down, I'm like, no, actually, I do know what I want to choose. So these are them. except the Koenig Arius, which I don't have because it is my grail, so I'm still chasing one. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm gonna, as I said, I'm tagging Metal Complex and Zelric. I think Zelric might have done one already, or probably somebody has tagged him. I'm not sure, but if not, now I am. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.